Hey there, folks. How you doing? It is Martha Fraser here. Happy 2020. Today I'm doing behind the scenes video. It's Wednesday, and we're back with behind the scenes and what's going on. So I just wanted to come in and wish you a happy 2020. Hope you all had a great Christmas and you're all set for an amazing new year. Excited to be back to work. La di da di da. Anyway, so behind the scenes this week. So what's happening? So just got back to work on Monday and so excited because I took a full break off this time. I really enjoyed it. Stayed really away from work. Normally, I have to say I do tip in a little bit. So what's happening behind the scenes this week? What can little tidbits can I give you, and what can I share? So a few things that I'm doing differently this year. And yeah, pardon me. This is behind the scenes, so I got to be totally honest, right? So, right, what am I doing differently this year? One thing that I've started implementing, I did this before and I've started doing it again, is I'm doing a time tracking sheet, right? So, what I have is basically I have an Excel sheet and I have different things that I work on during my working day. So what are the things that I work on during the day? La di da da da. Let me see. Can I find it here? So I do dealing with some clients, marketing. What else? Financials, cash flow, projections, tax, content, launch, funnels, operations, planning, strategy, clarity, IT tech, systems and stuff like that, break and lunch, and PR as well. Right, so these are the different things that I could jump, and admin as well, right? So these are the different things that I do during my week. So what I've done is basically I've divided my day into 30-minute slots, and every 30 minutes I literally assign that segment of the day to whatever it is I'm doing. So the reason I'm doing that is I found some days, even though you may write out what you're going to do, did you ever feel a day got away from you? So this is one of the things that I'm doing to make sure that not only do I have my to-do list and my results list that I want for the day, but I also keep track of my time. And it's just really for myself. It's not for any other reason. And it's just also the other thing as well. The other reason I'm also doing it is looking at, okay, what am I working on, and what shouldn't I be working on? What am I doing that I shouldn't be doing, that I should be outsourcing to someone else? That's the other reason I'm doing it as well. So that's one of the things behind the scenes. So if you basically all you have to do is create this in Excel, and if you don't like Excel, then just create like a page on your desk and just literally every 30 minutes set a reminder. That's one thing that I'm going to do, actually set a reminder every 30 minutes. And because what can happen is that you can stretch into an hour and you haven't updated the sheet, and perhaps you didn't mean to work an hour in that area. So that's one of the things. The other thing that I was doing this week is we created a new bonus course for the Global Online Stars course, all around blogging and how to create 100+ titles for blogging that will sell your product, service, or course. I just after doing a podcast actually this week all about that, so make sure you listen into that. Really, really interesting actually. Any other things? The other things that are happening then is planning, I say, the year ahead, the vision and the goals, making sure everything is aligned, and what else? New technology. This is probably a silly thing, but I've changed up my Wi-Fi. But we're trying out. Haven't changed completely, but I'm after buying this. What is it called? Huawei modem. So we're changing Wi-Fi, trying to see if we can get better Wi-Fi where we are living. So that's kind of a technology thing. Let me see what else is behind the scenes this week. The other thing that we're doing today is we're creating a ton of content. So I'm creating 3 months content today, um, later on today. So I'm recording a few podcasts today. And if you want to know how I'm doing that, I have my lapel microphone here. Now there's two ways in which I record podcasts. One is on the voice app on my phone, and the other one is I use an app called ScreenFlow, and I record it through ScreenFlow. So sometimes I record on my computer, sometimes I record on my phone. I have my intro already done. I have my exit already done. So literally today I'm going to record a good few podcasts. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm planning out content for probably the next 6 months. I'm going to spend a couple of hours doing that. And I have some client work to do as well. And yeah, so it's all go. The other thing that's coming up is the Global Online Stars Day. I'm after changing the date. The date was actually meant to be this coming Saturday, but honestly, I needed to change the date. I've got between Christmas, New Year, and I've got my daughter's birthday. I was like, push it out, push it out. So that is coming up on January 25th, I think I'm after moving it out to. So if you're interested in coming to a day to just work on your business, work on the clarity, work on the planning, and just really take time out to see how are you going to move forward. That's going to happen on Saturday, January 25th. So that's what's happening behind the scenes this week. It's clarity, it's planning, it's looking into productivity. How am I working? How are you tracking your time? Working with clients, creating content for online programs, recording content for marketing. Probably 20 different things going on this week. But that's literally how I'm juggling everything this week. Excited to be back and looking forward to see what 2020 can bring. The other things that I'm doing differently this year is some serious accountability. So this is more on a personal level. So over the last probably year and a half, I've been really trying to focus on my health and improving my health and losing some weight, because I put on a good bit of weight over the last couple of years. And what I really realized is that I had been in trying mode. I don't know if you've ever been in trying mode where you're wishing it would happen and it's not happening. Now, I definitely lost some weight last year, but I didn't really lose the amount that I wanted to lose. So I started seriously doing it 2 weeks before Christmas. The 14th of December, would you believe it? I actually got some serious support. So myself, my husband and a friend, we were doing some serious accountability with each other, and they're supporting me. And so I've got really, really down to the nitty gritty. And one thing that it's really taught me is that, so every day there's two things that I have to do. Two things, and it non-negotiable whatsoever. And what it really has taught me, and I created this Excel spreadsheet as well. It's a mega Excel spreadsheet, right? And I track my data every day. It's basically the last thing I do when I go to bed at night. And what it has really taught me is, 1, I'm serious. 2, I know my numbers. And 3, I have broken my goal down into one thing or two things every day. But not only that, during the day, I know that I can't leave that until the end of the day, that I have to work on it throughout the day. So I know at different segments of the day where I should be. So really getting super serious about this goal, making a decision to commit to doing it, and knowing my numbers, and no matter what, turning up every day. So I think there are some key points that you can bring to anything you're doing. So no matter what you want to achieve this year, I hope that helps you, that you apply that methodology to what you're doing. Like over Christmas, normally I probably would have put up 3 or 4 pounds over Christmas. After Christmas, I'd lost a pound. Now it's only a pound, but I probably went up and came back down again, right? Because I took time out and I really enjoyed my Christmas and I ate what I wanted. So that's how I think my weight loss goal has really helped me, because I think when you get serious about different parts of your life, it filters into everything. You show up in a whole new way across all the other parts. And I think as well for, say, me, my business, I'm applying those exact same, would you call it methodologies or perspective, where I'm saying, okay, where are the gaps in my business this year? How can I track the numbers better? How can I fill in the gaps? How can I show up more? And I think that's really my word for this year. I said at the end of last year was it's going to be intention. So where's my intention? How am I showing up? And my intention this year is to show up 500%. So far this year, it's been mega. We were only into a few weeks, but to be honest, my year for me really started. My 2020 started on the 14th of December, so I feel I have a few weeks under my belt at working at the goals that I want to achieve. So I'll keep you updated on how everything is going. Hopefully you'll see me slowly disappear into my new me and let go of some of the stuff that was holding me back. So I'd love to hear about you. What is the stuff that has been holding you back? What are you wishing for but you're not really committing to, you're not really doing? What are the excuses you're coming up with? What is the resistance? And if you find yourself not doing something and you're talking about resistance, you're talking about the excuses and you're putting your energy into that, then you may need to take a step back and ask yourself, why am I in this zone of resistance and not in the zone of doing? So sometimes, I'll share this with you actually, sometimes I was just speaking to friends of mine this morning, and what I was telling them was I did a retreat last year, and after the retreat we had to do 100 days accountability. And if you didn't do the 100 days accountability, if you broke a day, you had to restart again. And I had to restart 3 times. I found myself in massive resistance. And until I got rid of the bullshit, until I got rid of the excuses, until I got rid of the resistance, only then could I actually say, fuck this shit, excuse my language, but I'm going to just stop all the bullshit and I'm just going to start doing it. So ask yourself, no matter what your goal is, business, life, whatever, what is my resistance? What are my excuses? And then literally make a decision to let them go and just start doing. If you're not in the doing mode, you're in resistance mode. So take a jump out of the resistance and jump into doing mode. So that's behind the scenes this week. I think that's kind of enough for today. I hope you've got something out of my little blurb. And I will catch up with you next Wednesday for behind the scenes next Wednesday. Talk to you then. Bye. Take care. Bye.